welcome. We're in a forest at nighttime. We're not in my living room in the morning. It's such a good noise, but it makes me feel like I need to whisper. Luckily, being in the forest at night is not so scary because I brought a friend. Hi, Brigitte.
Hi, little Fireheart, how are we? I hope you're enjoying this nighttime, relaxing, quiet forest. I
That you
sure
can't
hope
hear
that
because
there are
Discord.
no animals nearby for me to accidentally scare away with my voice and my rustling of snacks.
Here, I think I can. If you want, you can listen to it. If I'll share it to.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't think of that, but if that would work, right?
It would work, wouldn't it? Uh, oh goodness, that's not
There
music.
is an
But,
animal
oh
nearby.
well,
He's
that
sleeping
sounds
on the couch.
amazing. Oh my gosh.
He's not gonna be awoken though. I don't think. Let me say hello to people, and then we will tell you why we are here. Um, Fox, hi, good morning. I was enjoying watching you and Brigitte play together this morning. That was fun. Nice, Elia, hi. Grog, hello. Jane, hi. Jane is also in the living room with an animal sleeping behind my legs, but not Leah's living room, Jane's living room. I'm sorry you're in the living room and not in the bedroom. It seems too early for living room shenanigans. Hence why we're in a forest at nighttime. It's nice, right? It's like good.
It's
I
very
mean, maybe not if
nice.
you're like afraid of owls or crickets, so hopefully no one is, but
Who would be afraid of owls?
oh my god. You're just like way too awake. Why are you so awake?
I'm
Oh,
awake
Jane slept on the
because
couch. Of course you did because because your partner has COVID. Of course. Yeah.
um I am incredibly awake because Forks and I won around a fortnight uh,
I
in
saw
just the best, honestly, one of the best
at
games I've had
frickin'
all
7
day
a.m. You guys did
at 7
amazing.
a.m. Oh yeah, a reboot and everything, and just being able to kind of like clutch that back. It's always like, and this is the first game I've won after being rebooted. I might add, according to the accolades.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
like
So
you're
whenever you
usually the
guys
one to
reboot
do the
me, we don't win.
rebooting more than the one
That
being
is true.
rebooted.
That's why they call me the reboot queen.
Abby, good morning. Lassie, hi. Jane has her own room, so doesn't need to sleep anywhere. Just decided to. Well, that works in Migraine Town. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
That sucks. Okay. All right. So, Brigitte, what are we
That's
doing
me.
here?
Uh, well, we are writing the great American novel.
Lassie, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes and your ad-free viewing. It's very sweet of you, and I appreciate it very much. You're writing the great American novel as a Welsh
Yes,
woman.
yes, yes. Because, as we all know, only someone from the British Isles can truly write great literature.
I don't you don't even believe that. I'm not even going to bother arguing with you because you don't believe that. What Abby also woke up with a headache and needs to tend to that. I'm beginning to get a headache. I
I wonder why. If you had any water, as a heads up, if you
That's
hydrated,
not
Leah.
my problem is not dehydration. My problem is Brigitte.
Right. Yes, I can see how I could be an issue. Yes. But yes, I believe that you're doing some
Her
cooking.
headache's a Welsh export. Apparently, the primary Welsh export.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, so you're doing some kind of cooking stream, but
no,
without a
no,
camera.
no, I'm not.
No?
No.
I'm lost. What are we doing? What are we doing in this forest, Leah? Why
We're
have you brought me out
oh,
into the wilds?
we're catching a oh, if I click on it in OBS, it won't show me. Um, we're catching a a this thing, whatever this thing is. We have spirits that we are luring. Um, hold on a second. Let me move this because it's in my way. Um, yeah. So we're uh ho- where my brain just completely stalled out. Um, it's too early for this.
Why are we in this
Okay,
forest?
we're why are we in the forest? We're in the forest because we're luring. We're yes, she's buffering. Yes, rebooting now precisely. Brain rebooting. Brain has acquired all the caffeine it's going to get today, so it's going to need to kick into gear here. Rusty, hi, good morning, hello. So ordinarily on Monday mornings we do Fortnite practice. However, Doggo, the little Chester, was sick basically all of last week, which completely threw my stream schedule off, and I didn't get to some of the things that I wanted to get to before the end of the year. And then also, Grog is off work, so we decided that we would like to go see Wicked mid morning today. So we're going to
Wicked.
go to an 11 a.m. showing of Wicked, which is very exciting. But that means that I couldn't do like the 8:30 to 11:30 type Fortnite stream that I've been doing lately. So we're doing this instead. And this is Leah has some projects for the year in mind.
Ooh.
Not resolutions, main quests.
Projects. Main quest.
Yeah. We're going to well, our house desperately needs decluttering. We've been married for almost 15 years and we both have a wide range of interests and we accumulate things as people do. And so we're in need of a deep clean, a deep dive into the darkest recesses of our storage spaces. So we're going to do that. Um, I desperately need to, for my own health and sanity, find a new form of exercise. I stopped doing bar last year at some point. It kept hurting me, and so I need to find something else. And then there's a couple of other things that we'll get into possibly later this year. But for now, one of the things that I realized is that whilst I have um, this cooking channel, and I go looking for recipes all the time, I primarily go looking for recipes on the internet, which is interesting because I have well over 50 cookbooks on shelves
Wow.
in
That is a
our
lot of cookbooks.
bedroom. It's a lot of cookbooks. It's so many cookbooks. Rusty, since I just had this convo, okay, so maybe you want to join me in this project. So here's what I'm doing. For a lot of these cookbooks, some of them I've had for years and years and years and got a lot of use out of and just don't use as much anymore. Some of them are things that I acquired because they're, old and interesting and they have old, interesting recipes. Some are from restaurants or bloggers that I really enjoy and wanted to try out at home. And so what I decided was we're going to do cookbook roulette. I'm going to make myself a spreadsheet of all the cookbooks I have. I'm going to put the page count in a spreadsheet, and we're going to choose a random book and a random recipe every week throughout 2025. And we'll see if we can cook one recipe from each of the books and determine whether or not these are still things that we want to own or if they're things that we can get rid of. Um, so that's going to take a whole year. The problem with the cookbooks is that I just, no matter what, no matter how many times I've tried to declutter them, I'm just like, oh, but what if there's something good in it? What if there's, I just can't let go. So we're gonna do this exercise, as an exercise in potentially, trying to let go. Um, Same with Grog and his gaming books. Leah's getting into Tai Chi. I mean, maybe. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Um, Jane says, Leah, we can't almost can't get later this year. Later next year. My head is in 2025, Jane. It is 2025 in my brain. We are leaving 2024 behind us, onward, upward into the future. You're being a butt. Yeah, but you're being a cute butt, so it's okay. So, as you will see here on the screen, I have Cookbook Roulette spreadsheet. We're just going to do a little bit of co-working today. I have to rate out right on time at a little bit before 10 o'clock because we need to leave at 10 to get to the movie. Um, Jane says, I wish you could see the face I just made. I, I don't, maybe I mean, yeah, I do. Because it's a cute face. Um, Jane says, well, no, Lackey says all the old people that can't work out normally anymore get into Tai Chi. I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Hey,
know what to do.
I did Tai Chi in the past, and
Did you?
I'm not, and okay, I'm old now, but I wasn't old at the time.
So I think the thing that I'm mostly concerned about is at this stage cardiovascular endurance because there's a couple. So A, yes, I was hurting myself doing bar, but B, um uh there's not a lot of cardio involved in that, and heart disease runs in my family, and so I'm a little bit more conscious now, in middle age than I was early on, earlier on 20 years ago when I started the bar journey, that maybe I need to be supplementing that with something. And unfortunately, bar is expensive. And so I couldn't really afford to do like something else beyond that that wouldn't be just like walking or running or whatever. And I don't really like either one of those things. So yeah, we're just gonna have to find something better. Brigitte, what are you working on today?
I am working on shenanigans.
Okay, shenanigans.
Yeah.
Brig.
Yes.
Is anyone else working on anything that they would like to add to the communal task list today? Rusty loves to walk. I
I need to look up the times for a showing of Nosferatu over the next
Ooh.
couple of days.
Brig's gonna go see a movie too.
Hopefully
Fine.
so.
I'll have what she's having.
I
Was
got
that?
banged up pretty bad when I fell into an upholstery machine. Not to worry though, I'm fully recovered now.
Why is that doubling?
Hmm.
That's really interesting. It's probably
Okay.
as a result of Windows effing with me. Uh, let's. Night Captain Andrew, hello, and thank you for the bits. I don't know why that doubled. I got banged up pretty bad when I fell into an upholstery machine. Not to worry though, I'm fully recovered now.
Oh, that's
Oh
good. I
no.
like that.
Of course you
That's
do.
very good.
Oh, what kind of dog is he?
He's French. With
I think that probably fixed it. You heard the Chester sound, right? Oh, you wouldn't know because you're not listening to the stream. You're listening to my Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Grog says woof, so I'm guessing y'all can hear it. Yeah, so does anyone else have anything that they want to add to the task list for this morning? If not,
Well,
I'm going to get started on this spreadsheet. I would show it to you, but I realized that if I tab out of Spirit City, then you guys will lose the lovely crickets and night noises. So I'm
ooh,
just gonna
crickets.
I'm just gonna
Crickets.
not.
Right.
Jane wants 0 tasks. So Jane is rest. We're just gonna type rest squad here for Jane. Oops, not Jan. Jane is not a Brady. Jane is
Jane is what?
not a Brady.
What's a
This is so
Brady?
fun. Old cookbooks are so fun. One time I found a doctor's bill inside of a cookbook from like 1960. It was like,
Oh,
what?
that is one of
Um,
my favorite thing with kind of going through books at the vintage market is finding kind of random stuff like that in between the leaves.
and so I just opened up my first cookbook that I have here, which is Better Homes and Gardens New Cookbook, which is a new cookbook that appears to have been published round about the mid 1960s. And it says there, written on the inside cover is, I hope we get to share the planning and preparing of many dinners together and enjoy it as much as we did in December and January 1966. Love, Marina.
Oh, okay. Jane says her maiden name did get her asked if her dad was a particular public figure her entire childhood low. My guess is that Jane's maiden name is Hamburglar. Jane Hamburglar.
Probably, yeah, inevitably.
Probably just, yeah, it tracks, right?
Lassie would join the rest squad, but most definitely fail. Yeah, it's not new. It's not. Okay, so we have, hold on, I'm going to type Better Homes and Gardens new cookbook. I would type the author, except I don't think there is one. Nope. It's written by a magazine. Number of pages. I'm not going to count the index. I'm just going to go through to the end of the recipes. 378. So the plan is for me to do a random number to get a cookbook each week, and then a random number to get a page. And if it turns up something that we can't eat, right? Because, obviously some of these recipes are going to have like dairy things in them, and we're not going to be able to eat it. Then we'll flip to the next page until we find something that looks, good. Jane says, "Shit, Brig, I was trying not to dox myself at 7 a.m., but there you go." Yeah. Sorry, Jane. Didn't mean to dox you. But again, with the shoulder, I guess a quarter of me is constantly at rest. That's true. Okay, so next, the Italian cookbook. The Italian cookbook by Maria Luisa
Maria Luisa.
Taglienti.
Taglienti.
And how many pages are in this book?
So many pages.
It's interesting that a lot of these these old recipe books have menus in the back. 284.
Oh wow, okay. What do you mean?
I mean, like, so this one has a formal dinner menu for 8, including 7 courses. Oysters Veneziana, egg drop soup, mackerel fillets Venetian style, beef fillets Rossini, cauliflower souffle, potato croquettes. 5th course, Maria Luisa salad. 6th course, fruit. 7th course, zuppa inglese. I don't know what that means. Anyway, yeah,
English soup.
I know, but for dessert, I'm confused.
It's probably is it custard or something like that?
I don't know, Brigitte. I don't know. My point is that there Christmas dinner menus, hot weather menus. There's a bunch of menus in the back. It's kind of cool. 284 is the number of pages. 284. All right, and this one is from 1955. Jane collects church cookbooks. Church cookbooks are really fun. Rusty says, I wish books were not so heavy and cheap to ship. True. Cookbooks are in particular extraordinarily heavy. Okay. Chinese vegetarian cooking by Kenneth Cho. No, Kenneth Lowe. It's H.C. Lowe. That's not, I just didn't read that correctly. H.C. Lowe. And this one has over 175 recipes. Hot walnut soup. Interesting. 173. Grog says stares at heavy bag of old gaming books going to the used bookstore today. Tell me about it. Lassie says, so if you ever want to become ambidextrous, all you have to do is badly injure the shoulder of your dominant side, and bam, 2 years later, bam, ambidextrous. I think maybe we want to not do that, though. I think maybe we want to find other ways of becoming ambidextrous, if that is our goal. But I'm glad you're keeping lighthearted about all of this. I think I would be much frustrated. Oh, hey, look. We have acquired a spirit. What's this little guy? Look at the little guy. It's like a little birdie guy.
It's a little birdie guy.
A sunquill. Sunquills are natural-born performers. They love putting on variety shows for other forest-dwelling spirits to show off their talents. From a fancy feather twirling to sleight of wing tricks, a sunquill performance is quite the event. Their sunset shows draw the largest crowds as their feathers are most brilliant when reflecting the golden rays of a sunset. Fawning over their plumage and offering plenty of compliments is all it takes to earn the friendship of a sunquill. Make sure to keep that attention centered on them, as they can become quite jealous.
Oh my. What?
Nothing.
What's wrong? What are you thinking?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
Did the mosquitoes bite you? Is
No.
there a raccoon going through your supplies?
No.
No?
No. I figured out what spirit you are.
Yes, I am the spirit of the haunted theater.
No, you're a sunquill.
This is fine.
Look, it's you.
This is fine. This is all okay. Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You are wrong.
I am?
No, you just told me to tell you that you were wrong.
It's a figure of speech, Brigitte.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. No,
Right.
I don't think you're wrong. I feel like I am a natural born performer.
Yeah, see? Night Captain Andrew says, fun fact, the Bible is the #1 best-selling book of all time, but the #1 selling genre of book is cookbooks, so church cookbooks seem like they'd be popular. That is a fun fact. And Brigitte
That
does like it
is
when I
really cool.
randomly message her to tell her how awesome she is. There you go, you see? All right, shall we lure another spirit?
Oh, yes.
During lightning storms, I've noticed the lights flicker in strange patterns. Okay, so we need a
But
lightning storm.
you don't like lightning storms, though.
Sure I do.
Oh, I thought you didn't like them.
Can you hear the lightnings? You love lightning storms, though.
You freaking love lightning storms. It's
I
so
don't like them because I
cool!
have to take the dog out in pouring rain, and that's not
Ah,
a thing that either
well,
he
I
or
mean,
I enjoy.
I feel like your main issue there is having to take the dog out rather than the storm itself.
Well, yes, except that the dog has to go out whether it's raining or not, and therefore it's better when it's not raining.
Maybe you could just teach Chester to use the toilet.
No, I don't think so. Favorite regional recipes of America. Favorite regional recipes.
When I was
of
a young
America.
warthog,
Yes.
my parents dumped me with this weird couple from church while they went abroad for a while. And this couple had I think it was a Yorkshire Terrier. And they taught the Yorkshire Terrier to use the actual toilet during the night. So imagine my surprise when I went to use the bathroom at night and came face to face with the dog taking a poop in the human toilet.
That's wild. I've never had a dog that smart.
No, actually, I feel like that's the opposite of wild. That's civilized, but to a worrying extent.
True, yes. Hi, noob. Hello. Lassie says, bright
Hi,
side
noob.
is I'm slowly getting 2 sous chefs, and the... What? I'm very confused.
Took a shit in the dark.
I really don't know what happened in that sentence.
Yeah. All I know is
Shot.
that it's humorous.
The church took a shot in the dark. Went with a church fantasy instead of cook, and I'm very still confused, but also hi, noob. I'm moving on to mastering the art of French cooking. This is one that I know I would never get rid of. This is one that I barely need to cook from because I have used it so often. French Cooking by Julia Child. Which is quite literally the Bible in my case. Anytime I need to make anything that's even remotely French, I know what to reach for.
Sacre bleu, Julia Child.
Okay. 684 pages. Holy heck. So many pages. Ooh. Oh, and Jane was here first. Congratulations on arriving first, Jane. I also have the Wagamama cookbook with a free DVD that includes 30 minutes of cooking techniques showing you the skills, tricks, and approaches to guarantee success. Should we watch that when we do this? I can do that with VLC, right? Can't I do that?
Yeah, you should.
Shouldn't I be able to stream a DVD?
Yes. I mean, I would have questions about the copyright issues on it, but yeah. I mean, it's a free
the
Discord,
DVD.
perhaps.
Oh, we may be into the Discord. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they have to say about it, because the Wagamama is a Japanese-inspired kind of fusion restaurant that started in the UK. But we actually have one here now, which we're very excited
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Although they
except in
don't
the
have
UK,
the duck, they don't have the duck dumplings.
Duck gyoza, yeah. Except in the UK, they call it Wagamother.
No, they don't. Lassie says part 1 is what I wanted to say, and then after that, and part is a reply to what Night Captain Andrew said. Jane says you have to go to work today and doesn't want to. Jane, can you call in sick? If you have a migraine, I don't know that like work the day before New Year's Eve is like gonna be that super productive. I'm not usually one to like argue for shirking your adult responsibilities. No, I'm kidding. If you're ill, you're ill. Hopefully you can call in sick. Okay,
What's
the Wagamama cookbook. Wagamama cookbook. Do you guys want access to this spreadsheet? I mean, not right now, obviously, because I'm doing it on my laptop, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to, like, use Spirit City. But, like, do you guys want the list of things? I could actually probably find links at some point to all of these books. I don't know if you guys are interested in checking any of them out. 189. Not actually very
in
many.
And pretending to work. Hell yeah.
I think that sounds like a great solution, Jane.
You should totally do it. I mean, because you're present, and if work needs to be done, I'm sure you would do it.
Oops.
I think a huge part of being in work is just the availability should something need to be done straight away.
Noob says that's just a holiday tradition at this point. I agree with that. It is. Yeah. All right. So I also have these Alton Brown cookbooks, which is interesting. Do you guys know the story of Alton Brown? Just here.
Yes, 2,000 years ago, in deepest, darkest Peru.
Brigitte is making up a story about Alton Brown. Alton Brown is an actor who was hired into the role of a chef for the Food Network and actually knows absolutely nothing about cooking. I would imagine he's probably learned some things by now. But I think it's funny that now he's basically a game show host, which is fascinating to me because that is actually what he's more qualified for. He is not a chef. However, I did enjoy Good Eats. Whoever he had writing the food content for him, was very, very good. And presumably they also actually wrote the books that came out when he was still making Good Eats. Because the books were very good. Very, very good basic resources. I suspect I have outgrown these and that I will not be keeping them. But we'll try it. We might find some cool stuff. I don't know. 239 pages. 239 pages. There is an entire section of microwave cooking in the back of that book, by the way. And we all know how I feel about that.
Yes. It's excellent for butter and
green beans
broccoli.
for the dog.
Green beans, okay.
I'm
it has its purpose.
just here for more food. So the two Alton Brown cookbooks I have are I'm just here for the food and I'm just here for more food. 329 pages. You know, these are basically the same, like, thickness, and yet the one that's actually thinner has more pages. I don't understand how that works. Whatever. Jane says, I love that now I'm reading about Alton Brown on Wikipedia at 7:30 in the morning. Noop says the few things I know of him is that he definitely did not teach me how to saber at home, and I disagree with his take on the garlic press. I don't, to an extent, I don't disagree. I don't have a garlic press. I don't use that. And he does have a notorious hatred of unitaskers in the kitchen. And thus I have minimized the number of gadgets, just because, like, when he was a huge influence on my cooking life back in the day, and I'm actually kind of grateful for that. Not that I have any issues with those things existing, because a lot of them solve accessibility problems surrounding cooking, and if
Oh
you need to
yeah.
use those things, you should absolutely use whatever makes it easier for you to feed yourself and others. Um, but for me, who can mince it or use the food processor if I have a lot of garlic or whatever, it's an extraneous piece of equipment that takes up space in my cabinet. So I don't need it. Jane should get a garlic press. You totally should. If it will make your life easier, you should totally get one. Okay, the Congressional Club Cookbook. This is another one that I will probably keep. I have used this for a number of recipes, and it's very good. It is from, there's a Virginia Slims ad on the inside cover. Do you guys want to see a picture of that? I can take a picture of it.
Yes, that'd be great.
So the
I have a
Congressional
question
Club
about-
is at 2001 New Hampshire Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C. 22029. This is from 1970, which will be evident to you when I take a picture for you of the inside of the front cover of this book.
I have a question about this garlic press. Is this the contraption where you put the 1 clove of garlic in and squeeze the 2 handles together?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Why?
Well, firstly, are you supposed to take the skin off? Are you supposed to peel the clove before you put it in one of those?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because I've seen it done both ways. And
I don't know.
My second question is, have you seen garlic plates?
No.
So they're really small, like we're talking like saucer-sized plates that have got protrusions on the base, like little spikes, and you essentially hold the clove and run it along the spikes, and it essentially kind of breaks the clove down into a paste. I've literally watched someone use it, and it looks incredibly simple and doesn't involve any of the fine chopping or whatever. It looks really good.
Yeah, so the inside of the Congressional Club Cookbook says, "Best wishes, Congressman and Mrs. Walter B. Jones." As it turns out, Congressman Walter B. Jones died in 2019. He served 12 terms in the U.S. House of Representatives, thus proving that we should absolutely have term limits in the United States Congress. As a member of the Republican Party for North Carolina's 3rd Congressional District from 1995 until his death in 2019, he died in office. Yep, that's what we want out of our politicians. 1995 means that he came in with Newt Gingrich, which also makes him a terrible person. Interesting. Anyway, and prior to that, he was a Democrat, which meant racist in that era. Anyway, the book's a good book, though. I really like it, despite the fact that, he was a horrible person. Okay, so let me scroll back here. 550 pages.
If you got a job that you can just keep getting re-elected into, and you literally die on the job like that, how's that different to royalty?
That's a very good question, Brigitte. One that I will not even remotely attempt to answer after this. Xantos,
Okay.
hi. Good morning. Thank you for the resubscription. I appreciate it. It is good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope the year and the holidays and all of that have been treating you well. Noob got a wasabi grater that looks a lot like that garlic plate. I'm going to test it next time I need garlic. Interesting. Okay. I can't picture that. I'm gonna have to like Google it and watch a video or something because even with your description, I don't really get it.
It's fine. I'll
Oh,
share a picture in the Discord later.
Okay, sounds good. Mom says sur la table has a nifty garlic thing. Also, hi mom, good morning. A nifty garlic thing that minces, slices, and crushes garlic. I only use it when I have to do lots of garlic though. If it's just a clove or two, a knife works just fine. Yeah, so if I just have to do a clove or two, I usually just use a knife. If I have to do more than one, I just chuck it in my tiny food processor. Just and then it's done. Sur la table is like Williams Sonoma for slightly less rich people. You know you're in voice chat. You can just ask.
Oh right, yes, but you know, you were speaking, and you know.
Keeping busy with hobby antics. A literal Dungeon and Dragon for a one-shot game in a couple of weeks. Sounds amazing. Sounds really fun. Okay, so now we are moving on with the People's Republic of China cookbook. The People's Republic of China cookbook by Nobuko Sakamoto. Sounds very Chinese, question mark. And this is authentic recipes from mainland China, carefully adapted for the American kitchen, which is actually fascinating to me because the only thing I've actually ever made from this cookbook was literally candied meatballs. When I say candied meatballs, I want you to think candy apple, except meatballs.
Oh, okay.
Like a hard crack caramel coating on a meatball. Surprisingly, they weren't disgusting. $2.78.
I'm going to have to take your word for that.
I don't know what to tell you. Grog can corroborate. They weren't terrible. Oh, look, it's another good house. Oh, no, this is a good housekeeping cookbook. This is not a Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. Okay, fair.
Yeah, Better Homes and Gardens. How about a better kitchen?
No, Grog has to clean the. Yep, see, then Mom has to clean the mini food processor. Grog has to clean the mini food processor. Very convenient. I mean, it's 2 pieces. It was 3 pieces. The other food processor's a much bigger problem. The little one isn't that big of a deal. What? My brain doesn't like that, but I'd try it. I was honestly very surprised at how not disgusting it was. I did, however, run it past my Chinese Canadian best friend, and who has traveled extensively in mainland China, whose parents are both Chinese, whose entire basically family and social circle is also Chinese, and she was baffled. She'd never heard of anything like it. Which, granted, Chinese cooking, heavily regional and all of that, but we have doubts about the authenticity of some of these recipes from mainland China, carefully adapted for the American kitchen. Also, high opting out. Redeemed first, and it worked because he was first and absolutely didn't sleep in. Streaming software, probably. You slept in. I love that for you. I did not. I kind of did. I slept in more than I intended to, but I had to get up, unfortunately, because I needed to do this, which it's not unfortunate, but I need to at least get some of this done.
Because we get to spend time with the people in the chat. I love that.
It's true, and that's and also because I actually probably wouldn't wouldn't do this if it just I want to do it. It's just that my brain is like, oh, here's the doctor. Here's the doctor's bill. I found the doctor's bill. The doctor's bill is in the new Good Housekeeping cookbook. It's a doctor's bill for doctor things.
Thank you for elucidating there. I feel that much more.
There's a handy dandy codes. Office visit, labs, received on account. Oh, it's not a doctor's bill. It's more like a statement. Adjustment, labs. I don't know. But it is a bill that was not paid because the envelope is still in here. And then also important information about new telephone rates. The State Corporation Commission granted CNP Telephone a rate increase, which became effective January 1st, 1984. Because this increase was not reflected in your January bill, it is included in this month's bill. The rate increase, along with other changes which the SCC granted, is needed by CNP Telephone to allow it to operate in the environment resulting from federal actions that have led to the breakup of the Bell system. Oh my God. This is, I mean, it's an interesting little piece of history. Imagine the accrued interest between then and now. It was early to mid 80s. Yes, January 1984. Most rates for unlimited local usage have been increased. Most message rate subscribers will be billed for each outgoing local call at a rate of 10.6 per call. 10.6? The 50 call allowance has been discontinued. Economy service is available for $5 a month plus 10.6 for each outgoing call. I assume 10.6 cents, although it doesn't say that. Local coin telephones now cost 25 cents for each local call. Directory assistance charges have been raised to 29 cents for each call made to directory assistance. The first 8 calls made to directory assistance each month will be free. CNP Telephone will continue to maintain wiring inside customers' homes for 50 cents per month. All customers will be charged the 50-cent fee unless they choose to decline the inside wiring maintenance option. And people wonder why people don't have landlines anymore. Now we just have all of these stupid charges on our cell phones. New charges have been established for service installation and certain repair charges. Call your resident service center. Phone number is listed on your bill or may be found in the front of your telephone book for details. If you would like additional information about the changes in our business and how they may affect you, please call our We Can Help Center on 1-800-555-5000. CNP Telephone. Opting out has a landline and is a people. Yes, you're potentially the only person I know who has a landline. Lassie says by now they sold the debt and a debt collector has failed to collect her. Given the fact that most of my cookbooks come from estate sales, good luck to them collecting on that debt. This is such a passive-aggressive little shit of a note, isn't it? This rate increase, along with other changes which the SCC granted, is needed by CNP Telephone to allow it to operate in the environment resulting from federal actions that have led to the breakup of the Bell system. Wild. Anyway, cookbook. Good Housekeeping Cookbook has how many pages in it? I'm trying not to get distracted and failing. That probably didn't mean anything to you, did it, Brigitte? To 7:39.
There was an awful lot of noise. I assumed that something had managed to get into the tent and was just scrounging around. Apologies if it was you actually speaking.
Oh, and the Good Housekeeping Cookbook has an editor, Dorothy B. Marsh.
Dorothy B. Marsh.
That's probably about right. Brigitte remembers telephone books. Jane says I had a landline until I moved to this apartment. Yeah, corporations have always been corporations.
Not only do I remember telephone books, I remember having to use telephone books.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly as doorstops. No, I'm kidding. No, mostly to to call the bowling alley to find out if they were open.
Like, because you would have needed it to kind of, get to the taller baking cupboards and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Opting out says my neighbor has a landline. You don't know him. You'd like him though. Well, you can bring me to him, right? Like doesn't the outbuilding have Wi-Fi? How far does the Wi-Fi stretch? Mom says I have a landline for my business, so it's basically a message line. Unless it says, despite my greatest effort, my father-in-law still has a landline. The Beekman 1802 Heirloom Dessert Cookbook. This book is fabulous, and everything in it takes 45 years to make. Heirloom Dessert Cookbook. It's the kind of cookbook that says first make the cheese. Do you know what I mean? Josh Kilmer Purcell. Because that's not a name with any hereditary wealth, is it?
Oh,
God
no.
bless hipsters. All right. 253 pages.
253.
All right. Greek cookery.
Oh,
What?
I just heard a really nice rumble of thunder from the
Are you enjoying this?
Spirit City.
By Nicholas Selementes, potentially? Tselementes? From 1952.
I have completed my shenanigans item.
You did a shenanigan? What did you do?
That stuff that we discussed when you were still asleep. Well, mostly asleep earlier.
Oh,
For you
Cool.
to investigate and take a look at.
nice. So I'm gonna check you off. Shing.
There we go.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Lassie says I once asked my kid to pass me the phone book. She laughed and she said, "You can use my phone now. Her phone is broken." The implications of that are troubling.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the shenanigans now.
Okay, can I look at it later?
Yeah, of course you
I
can.
don't want to get distracted. Any more distracted than I already am, which is pretty distracted. The complete book.
The complete book. Wow. So it's not
Yes.
like a book with DLC then.
No, the complete book of Caribbean cookery
Oh, that's promising.
by Elizabeth, who spells her Elizabeth the same as my Elizabeth. Did you know my middle name is Elizabeth? You might not have known that.
Oh, Elizabeth. How do you spell Elizabeth? Is it with an S or a Z?
Yeah, it was with an S. Elizabeth Lambert Ortiz. That's not my name though. And this is, a recipe for a banana daiquiri. That looks fun. Tamarinade.
It would be really good to see in the
It's
cinema.
lemonade made of tamarinds. $4.09. This is going to be very intriguing. This is going to be an intriguing project, I think. Back in the day, they had no DLC, precisely. This one is enormous. This is, oh gosh, okay, this is fun. This is Mrs. Beaton's Cookery and Household Management.
Yeah, Mrs. Beaton's a classic.
Well, for you. I shipped this all the way back from the UK because this is a book that gets referenced in a lot of historical romance. And
okay.
I think that's hilarious. This edition is from the 1965. I wonder what Mrs. Beaton's actual name was. It doesn't actually
while we
say.
look that up, should
Isabella
we consider
Beaton.
Should we consider rolling some adverts?
Oh, probably. Oh, yeah, in a minute. Let me get this the number of pages here, which is extensive. She really teaches you how to manage a household. 1322. 1,300 pages. That's so many pages. All right, Brigitte is right though. We do need to go ahead and run an ad very quickly. While we do that, y'all should, yes indeed, go get go get. Yeah, my mother knew my middle name is Elizabeth, and yes, and Lassie says so, Leah, Laura, Beth, Elizabeth, Lambert, Goodman, Wolven. Yes, precisely. You've got it nailed. We're all doxing ourselves today. I am gonna go run an ad. I'm gonna grab some water. Y'all should do the same. If you are subscribed, you will see some clips. If you are not subscribed, you may see some ads depending on where you are in the world and your other subscriptions. And then when we come back, we will do more of this same thing. I hope you're enjoying it. I'll be back in a minute.
Come play with me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna play with myself.
To have our friend Jim Bitty Bim Bim help me EQ my mic the way that they did. I don't know if that was Jim or if it was SP, but EQ my mic the way they did with FaZe, because I can't compete. That doesn't mean we stop at 8. I mean, there's also 12, but here's the thing, you guys. 8 inches is perfect, and 12 inches of meat is just too much meat. That says it's funny. If you Google Seth MacFarlane, you probably see something you're familiar. The other thing that will keep them pretty well closed with, hey, watch this. Take that, Caesar. Poking them with our knife. So yeah, for whatever reason, they like over-ordered hobnobs, and so they did a 2-for-1 deal on them. So let's try them. Totally S tier. Oh, I did math on the fly and I did it correctly. Holy heck, go me. I'm so great. Amazing. Based. My cringiness cracks me up. So yeah, we're going to be starting Oops All Tacos. Every Tuesday in the month of May, we're going to be making tacos. I don't know what kind of tacos. It's just going to be tacos all the way down. Tacos here, tacos there, tacos everywhere. Every Tuesday here in the fire kitchen. It's a good thing that I'm making this for me and my husband, because my fingers are all up in this cheese. You know that the skeleton? Do you know what I mean when I say the skeleton and I do this? Oh wait, I put it back. There, it's back in the emotes. Hold on a second. It's in the emotes. I don't have to wiggle like a ninny. I can just skelly it. Oh my god, there's so many of them. What the hell? This is not fair. Why are there so many? Why are there so many? I don't like this at all. Why are there so many of them? Okay, it's fine. That was fine. Oh. Dr. Andy just shouted me out. So if you're not following Leah Fireheart, please consider following. She's charming and plays games and cooks tasty looking food. What did you say, Leah? I said cheesesteak. If the cheesesteak comes recommended by an actual friend, get actual cheesesteak. Also, I'm kind of like, as I was saying, I'm kind of feeling the protein lately. So basically anything with like the more protein, the better. I'm all about it. I'm just like constantly hungry. The only thing that fills me up is meat. Hello and welcome back. I had to wait for the thunder. The thunder went off and I had to wait for it to thunder. Are you enjoying the thunder, Brigitte?
Yes, very much so. You know what? It's incredibly atmospheric because I literally just did my second action here, which is look at North surrounding show into it.
You did? Did you find one that's going to work for you?
Not only did I find one that was going to work for me, I found one that had one seat left in an armchair to my own in the middle of the theater room, the cinema room. So I get to be watching the film properly.
Oh, you're just going to go by yourself?
From the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
When you gonna go?
On Wednesday.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So like we're not streaming on Wednesday, so
No.
I feel I can get away with it.
Cool. Yeah, just plop that there. Thank you. Grog brought me more cookbooks.
Now they start to get weird.
Now they start to get weird. They weren't weird already. I have a Greek cookbook from 1952.
Wait.
Wow. Okay.
Apparently now they get weird. And Jane is no longer rest squad. Oh no. Now Jane has to be work squad. Shing. I love that. Okay, but we have claimed another spirit. Shall we see which spirit we lured?
Yeah. Go on then.
Look, it's so cute as a little bee. Discovered Bulby. Let's go to the spirit decks and read about the Bulby. Okay.
Yeah.
Lightning storms are known to lure out bulbies, a rare treat for spiritographers to document these otherwise elusive spirits. When lights flicker during a thunderstorm, it is often caused by bulbies flying between light sockets, collecting energy like bees collect pollen. Their bulbs grow brighter as more energy is stored, and once again at its limit, they return to their hives. I would love a chance to study their hives and find out how their society works, but researchers have yet to encounter one. Churney, hi, good morning. Hi, how are you? It's good to see you, and thank you for giving Churney a shout out. I believe Churney is on a rest break until after the new year, but you all would love it over there, particularly if you enjoy this, because Churney does co-working, studying, etc. most weekday mornings, many weekday mornings, although dependent on other external factors. And if you like early morning productivity time, also games and TTRPGs and cosplay and lots of other fun things, as well as a lovely community, then you should drop Churney a follow. Yeah, absolutely, you can have a follow, Lassie. Lassie is a wonderful human who plays basketball usually, except when she has a terribly injured shoulder, and I enjoy having her in chat. So drop Lassie a follow too, except Lassie doesn't stream, so it's up to you. Let's lure another spirit and then get back to our work. Right, what have we got? Where's our hint? This spirit haunts those who spend too much time procrastinating in bed. Oh dear. Okay, so we have to move to the bed. Oh, I petted a spirit. I didn't know you could do that. We're going to procrastinate in the bed. I love that for us. It's not luring a spirit, though. So I wonder if we have to be...
You have to have the right criteria for it, don't you?
I know, but I don't know. I don't know how are we procrastinating? Is there an activity for procrastinating?
I think there might be just chilling, right?
But I have relaxing. It just doesn't, it's not doing the swirly thing. Try browsing or gaming. Okay. Aha! Aha! Gaming. Gaming's not procrastinating. Gaming is an activity all on its own. Thank you for the tip. Churney also uses Spirit City, so it's a font of knowledge. Churney says, schedule will be changing, but you are correct. I'm on hiatus until after the new year. Lots of non-Twitch things to align, so I had to find the time somewhere. Understandable. Okay, well then I will stop making claims about your particular schedule.
Can I please have another task?
Sure. If anyone else would like a task at this stage, you can also add a task to the list. What would you like to add, Brigitte?
I need to shortlist potential plays for Discord Theatre Night for the year.
I'm just going to type that, and hopefully you know what that means.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Cherney never procrastinates with gaming from work. Yeah, see? It's not a thing. Lassie wants to add kill a hag. Absolutely. We can do that. Don't forget to collect your tickets. Tickets. How does that work? Ah, new spiritographer rank. Neat. So I can acquire new outfits and things, I think. I'm not gonna do that though, because I need to keep
focus.
typing away at things. Okay, so next book. The Simpler Life Cookbook from Arrowhead Mills by Frank Ford.
Ooh.
That looks like the kind of cookbook that you would buy in the checkout line at the grocery store, or maybe receive free by ordering a certain number of Arrowhead Mills products. The
Frank
Simpler
Ford
Life
sounds like an anglicization of Frankfurt.
from Arrowhead
Hello,
Mills.
I am Frankfurt von Frankfurt. It is a pleasure to meet you. Yeah?
If I ever need anyone to voice a game for me, you know who I'm going to borrow. Carob
Someone
bars.
else, yes.
Honestly, you can just fuck right off with that shit. I am not eating carob, but that's fine. You go ahead with your bad self, Frank Ford. We'll see about that one.
Ford.
That one may not survive the cut. Unlike color schemes for your spirits, that's true, yes. Cherney says that reminds me I need to find a farmer's almanac. I bet. Do you need a physical one? Because I think they're online now.
Yeah, Future Farmers of America might have one, I don't know.
The James Beard Cookbook. There's probably a lot of these, but this one happens to be. James Beard is best known for the James Beard Awards, which are cookbook awards primarily, and also restaurants.
So they're not awards for the best.
518 pages. This particular one belonged to Velma M. It looks like Eckerweck. I'm not sure I'm reading that correctly. This one is from 1959.
Dang.
Oh, you like having the physical book. Well, that's fair. Okay. House and Gardens.
I'm gonna be right back.
Sure. This one is also one that I know will make the cut. There are a few here that I know I'm not going to get rid of. The purpose of this project, if you're just joining us, is that we're trying to determine which cookbooks need to be kept and which cookbooks need to be gotten rid of over the course of the next year by cooking from them. So we're playing Cookbook Roulette, but in order to do that, I need to make a spreadsheet. So, but this one contains my very favorite scallop recipe ever. Everything I've made from this book has been fantastic, and so I don't think it's going to be gotten rid of anytime soon. But I'm adding them all because that's what we're doing. Adding all of the cookbooks to the list. Also, The Joy of Cooking. So this is all easy. The all new Joy of Cooking. This one literally is the Bible. Anytime I need to make something for the first time, or if I need to learn a basic kitchen skill, this is the book I reach for. Whenever I'm making waffles or pancakes, or wanting to roast a chicken for the first time. Although obviously now I don't use a recipe for that. This is the one I grab. If you need conversions between things, it's 1,000 pages of cooking knowledge. Probably the most frequently used book I own. Optic Out says, I still don't understand why you're making a spreadsheet and not a giant spinning wheel with pockets along the outside edge for a hard-boiled egg to fall into. opting out, some of us are not as talented as you. I am kind of hoping that I can find a way of taking the titles and putting them into a spinning wheel that I can spin on the internet for the delectation of you all. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We got to make the spreadsheet first. Here's another one that is definitely one that I'm not getting rid of. Brave Tart by Stella Parks, who is probably my very, 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 very favorite cooking writer. Recipe writer. She had a blog called Brave Tart for a long time. Now she writes for Serious Eats, and she published this book a while ago. And if I need to do things like make Twinkies or whatever, this is what we reach for. Terrific resource, and very scientific, which is helpful when it comes to trying to pick recipes that we need to mess with for whatever reason. Okay, Searchlight. This is probably one of my older cookbooks. Searchlight recipe book by Household Magazine. This book is originally from 1931. This edition is from 1944. The reason that this book is interesting is that it goes through a lot of Depression and World War II era recipes, and it makes a lot of interesting substitutions because certain products weren't available at the time, and so for those of us who are things like dairy free. Surprisingly, old recipes can be a pretty nice resource because instead of milk, you can use, say, tomato juice to make a chocolate cake. Recipes from an Edwardian. I really do need to just use these more often. I'm glad I'm doing this.
I am back. I realised that
House.
I hadn't had lunch yet, so...
Oh, fair. By Jane Fernley Whitting Stall, which is pronounced Chumley, right?
Chumley, yes, exactly. But yes, I'm having a tuna sandwich because it is highly important that I maintain my moral superiority about having lunch on time.
Oh.
Ba-ba-ba.
So that you can castigate me when I don't?
That's a very good use of the word, yes.
277. You made an entire stream feature for someone else to convince me to eat lunch.
Yes, incidentally. Later today, I think Des might be streaming.
Des is going to be streaming later today. In fact, let's do
excellent.
a shout out for Des. Because Des was off all of last week. And Des will be back starting today, is my understanding.
Mine too.
But Des won't be able to remind me to eat lunch today because I'm going to eat lunch at the movies today.
Well, you better.
Maybe I will just be contrarian and have a chocolate milkshake for lunch.
Still counts as lunch.
Oh, all right. Well, cool.
I mean, unless your milkshake is essentially just like a coffee.
Chinese cuisine. Why do I have so many Chinese cookbooks? Wei Xuan. I don't know what that means.
Is it a name?
Cooking book. No, I don't think so.
It
It's by
says,
Huang
because it's delicious food. That's the reason why you have so many of them.
Su Hui. I think what's interesting is that a lot of these cookbooks are on the older side, right? So I don't know 234. And actually that would be an interesting thing to figure out, because so this one is from 1974. And maybe my mom actually has some perspective on this, because I just don't know. Or can surmise perhaps. My mom grew up in San Francisco, and obviously there's a huge Chinese population, immigrant Chinese population in San Francisco, and has been since, the Victorian era.
Yeah.
But see, so in terms of cookbook, because I think probably, for example, so Jane's example of the church cookbooks, right? You're going to get a lot of English, American, German food in that kind of environment, because of the kind of the history of Protestant church cookbooks. It's
Yes.
Scandinavian, maybe. If you are Catholic, you're going to get Italian food in that kind of a cookbook. The Greek one, I don't know so much about. The Greek immigrant population is definitely going to be a thing. So if you're in a major city, people are going to run into Greek food, Greek restaurants, Greek diners in particular, I think, in the United States. But when it comes to Chinese food, it's interesting to me that there are so many Chinese cookbooks from the 1970s. American
1970s
Chinese
was when Chinese food really became popular for the first time.
Oh, well, and I guess
the
Nixon,
West,
right?
Only Nixon
Yeah.
could go to China.
Yeah. So, and I guess Nixon opening up. I don't know. Can you type in the chat, because I'm gonna stumble over this.
Right.
Maybe renewed interest in China in the 1970s.
What am I typing in the chat?
No, not you, Grog.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The continental flavor. I also bought this in an antique store.
Do you have anything by... Because you got quite an extensive cookbook collection. Do you have anything by Githa Og?
No. Hazelton. I don't know. Who's that?
Githa Og is the author of the cookbook The Joy of Snacks.
No.
Okay.
I feel like you're making a joke and I'm not getting it.
It's not a joke.
It's
It's not
from
a
a
joke.
Star Trek.
Grog says it's from a Star Trek movie.
Yeah,
423.
it's a Vulcan thing.
I have surprisingly few nerdy cookbooks.
Oh wait, they're in there. Keep going.
Dragon Age, Stardew.
I do have a couple of Dragon Age cookbooks.
Oh my
I have
God,
a couple of
is there a Mass
Stardew Valley
Effect
cookbooks.
Is there a Mass Effect cookbook by any chance?
I don't know. Whiskey in the Kitchen. This one I have made a few recipes out of. Emmanuel and Madeline
See, I would
Greenberg.
I would be worried about trying recipes from that book, because I'm not adventurous in the kitchen, and those recipes sound quite whiskey.
$293 pages. Now, this one's on the chopping block because, as I've said, I've made a few of the recipes and have not generally been impressed. So we will see. We will give that one last shot. Cherney says Bethesda published an Elder Scrolls cookbook. It'd be surprised if there wasn't something for Fallout. Oh, that's true too. Yeah. Palpable silence. Yes, you can see the look on my face sometimes when Brigitte is in chat with me.
Mm-hmm. And an Elder Scrolls cookbook. That sounds cool. I'm assuming they'd have like sweet rolls in it, right?
The Southerner's Handbook by the editors of Garden and Gun magazine.
What?
I don't know what to tell you.
So I did hear that correctly. Wow.
Yes. So it's actually a really great magazine. It's a really great magazine. I used to take it. It's mainly designed. Of course, most of this is not recipes. Most of this is like stories. I don't know that this
I'm
is.
assuming.
I don't know that I can really actually call
assuming-
this a cookbook. There are
I'm
recipes
assuming-
in it.
I'm assuming it's got liberal use of a pepper box.
Oh, a what?
A pepper
267.
box?
No, I think so. The deal with Garden and Gun is that it's basically American aristocracy. It's I wish I were the Duke of Northumberland, and thus I have my prize roses and my award-winning dogs, and we go hunting in the early morning marshes of our hereditary land. However, oh wait, look, hey, and here's something by someone named Walker Percy. Speaking of the Duke of Northumberland. So that's going to be interesting. The reason that I like it though is that it does often the magazine, the books that they publish often feature recipes for things like home canning, and then also for things like what to do with wild game that you've hunted. And not that I have a lot of access to that, but it's something that's, that was interesting to me.
I mean, I'm sure we know people who know what to do with game in this community.
Yes, we do. Yes, now we do, but I didn't when I bought the book. Lassie wants a Monster Hunter cookbook. Turney says, I quite enjoy the Elder Scrolls cookbook. I got it for holiday one year. I've turned a number of them into regular staples of my diet. Fallout, the Vault Dwellers official cookbook. I have not, and gun joke, I probably missed it. Heavy CR nerd, but I caught it. Oh, Critical Role. Yeah, so in terms of nerd books, I kind of resisted going down the path of video game cooking to a large extent, except for things, of course, that I play myself. Mainly because there are other people who do that and do it better and more extensively than I could, both because of their exceeding amount of gaming experience and because they've just been doing it for such a long time. There's a girl on YouTube, for example, who has been making like Super Mario cupcakes and whatever stuff from video games for a decade. An Elder Scrolls Cookbook Volume 2. Sounds like Cherney has something they need to add to their wish list. Goddess Thane, hello, good morning. There is a Monster Hunter cookbook, but it's in Japanese. It hasn't been translated to English as far as I know. We do know some people who might be able to translate, so that we could at least make things from it. Lassie says her Leah's favorite recipes cookbook. Most of my recipes, though, are things that I've copied from other places. So I think you would need to be more original in order to publish a cookbook.
I mean, you have made a whole bunch of adjustments to a lot of the recipes.
That's
that
true.
You have ended up
And you
liking.
can't copyright recipes. So, as it turns out, you probably could just, compile other people's recipes into a book. I just wouldn't. Cherney says a pepper box is a multi-barrel handgun, but also like peppercorns. Percy DeRollo uses one in Series 1, Legend of Vox Machina. I know nothing about these things. Here's one that I haven't delved into that I should and wish to, which is The Art of Simple Food by Alice Waters, who is sort of, in terms of like the history of food, one of the sort of primary people in California cuisine, going back to the idea of seasonal cooking, and sort of led the farm to table movement in restaurants. much, 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 much earlier than Brooklyn hipsters would have you believe. The cookbook's from 2007, but she, I think, has been cooking in Berkeley since the 1970s. Okay. Here is a book that is just called Recipes. Oh, how did I not know I had this? Oh my God. It's handwritten recipes. It's all handwritten recipes. It's the kind of book that, like, you would give to a woman when they got married, that they would then write down recipes in, or like cut and paste them from magazines or newspapers or things. This is amazing. There's no way to tell how many pages it has. It looks like it's from the 1950s or 60s. Oh my God, this is great. This is so cool. Okay. Recipes, handwritten cookbook, no page count. We're just gonna have to wing that one, which is fine. Charity says there's also an official Dragon Age cookbook and the photography is beautiful. I do own that one. And I have cooked from that one. Well, there is, but it would take a bit. Yeah, I could count them, and maybe we'll do that on stream at some point. I'm not gonna do that now. Mom says I have a book like that. It's from the 70s. I don't know. This one looks, I mean, honestly, it might be older. It might actually be older. It looks more like the 1950s to me than the 40s, but it's hard to tell. Oh my gosh, there's so many blank pages in it still. Like I could actually add to it. That's kind of fun. General hints about working. Read your recipe first. Select utensils needed, greased pans if necessary, measure ingredients, then mix and cook. Never use 2 spoons when you can just as easily rinse and use the same one and save washing dishes in the end.
Oh,
measure dry
tip.
ingredients before liquid ingredients, so the same utensil may be used. If milk and eggs are called for, use the milk to rinse out bowl in which the eggs were beaten. Always sift flour before measuring. Always pour eggs slowly into hot mixture, stirring constantly to prevent the sudden cooking of the egg. In combining dry and liquid ingredients, it prevents lumps to add the liquid slowly to the dry, stirring constantly. Why those specific tips? There's only 7 of them. That's all there are. Why those? That's really funny. Anyway. Grog was audibly clearing his throat there, talking about minimizing the number of dishes. The unofficial Studio Ghibli cookbook. This is where the ham ramen came from. By Jessica Yoon. 123 pages. I misspelled Ghibli. Here we go. Grog says, well, if you were writing a recipe book, your rule would be always check the bread rolls toast in the oven. True. Here's another one. So someone requested to add this book to my throne wish list and then purchased it for me. And it's Tasting History by Max Miller, who I don't follow. I don't really watch any food creators at all. I don't know why, but I don't find it entertaining, which is sort of ironic given that, like, that's what I do. but it's 239 pages of recipes from various periods in history. It's a nice looking book. I've seen a few of his things. I have no objection to him. I'm just it's just funny because it's not like I'm like an enormous fan or anything, but I do own it, and I haven't really used it that much. Do you follow food people, Brigitte? Do you watch food videos?
Yes. One of my favorite streamers is actually a food and drink streamer.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh. Well, not actively then. It's just some of the stuff crops up in my algorithm.
Makes sense. Okay. Passionate Meals by Ismail Merchant, who is, I believe, one half of Merchant Ivory. But it's an Indian cookbook. Exclusively Indian. New Indian cuisine for fearless cooks and adventurous eaters. Which I should cook from more because that sounds amazing. All right, this one we can get rid of now, which is fine. Oh dear. Oh dear. The Better Homes, while I do have some Better Homes and Gardens cookbooks that I think are terrific, this is the Better Homes and Gardens After Work Cookbook. 230 tested recipes, appetizing, time-saving dishes, menus, and tips to help busy schedules. This is from the 1970s, as I recall. I'm going to have to see if I can find an actual date on it. Just looking at 1974. I have looked at this one a bit. I'll just give you a sense of what's in here. The first three main dishes listed in this cookbook are, brace yourself, Brigitte,
Uh-oh.
dill sauced salmon, tuna cheese bake, and cauliflower tuna ahoy.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just reading you the name of the recipe. Actually, the dill sauced salmon doesn't look terrible, except it does use sour cream. Cook 2 10-ounce packages frozen cauliflower according to package directions. Drain into coarsely chopped. Set aside. In a large covered saucepan, cook 1 cup fresh or frozen chopped onion in 2 tablespoons of water. What? Why wouldn't... What's wrong? Okay, we're just going to keep reading. Stir in 2 11-ounce cans of condensed cheddar cheese soup. Can you even buy condensed cheddar cheese soup anymore? 1 6-ounce can of sliced mushrooms, drained, half a cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of snipped parsley, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, a dash of cayenne, a dash of pepper. Drain 2 6.5 or 7-ounce cans of tuna, break into chunks, fold tuna and cauliflower into soup mixture. Spoon into 2 1.5 quart casseroles, cover tightly, seal, label, freeze up to 2 months. Before serving, bake frozen casserole covered at 400 degrees for an hour. Uncover. Continue baking until heated through, 10 to 20 minutes. Sprinkle with paprika. Makes 2 casseroles, 4 servings each. What do you think, Brigitte?
I think make it at your own risk.
I mean, obviously I can't. The cheddar cheese soup and the milk are non-starters for us. But yeah, interesting. This one probably will not survive the cut, despite being intriguing.
I'm also just really confused about the idea of a condensed cheese soup.
Do you not have condensed soups over there?
Yeah, we do, but they tend to be like cream of mushroom rather than like cheddar. You know?
Jane's office is mildly cleaned, very mildly. I spilled an entire plant, so that got cleaned up. My laundry is still everywhere, but I'm logged in. Heck yeah, Jane, you got this. I love dill. The answer about the cheddar cheese soup is yes, you can. Interesting. Okay. Grog said I just say they would get more interesting. That's true, they did. Yeah, so here, like, but I don't understand the difference then between like a condensed cheddar soup and like a condensed cream of mushroom or a condensed cream of anything. Cream of chicken, cream of beet. Do they have
I don't know.
cream of beet soup?
I
don't
do
know.
not know.
Like, you're just going to add milk to it, right? So, oh no, Jane has 266 emails. How did you get so many emails, Jane? Oh, Jane, did you end up on the reply all riot of 2024 of the NYU faculty? This was like a vintage Twitter post, except it happened on Blue Sky. This is going to be epic.
Yeah.
People are going to be talking about it for years. All right. Oh, I didn't see how many pages that has. How many pages does the Better Homes and Gardens After Work cookbook have? Absolutely fucking terrifying. Really, I think part of the reason I love having these old cookbooks is it's like any other form of like, I'm just going to call it decorative arts, even though it's not. It's not a decorative art. It's kind of a decorative art, I guess, because it's, you know, something that takes place in the home rather than like in a fine art or, you know, restaurant scenario. That it really tells you a lot about the time. Like the food therein tells you a lot about the time, right? So in 1974, right, we're looking at women entering the workforce and needing to come home and make dinner after work for their husbands, because that was the expectation, right? And remains the expectation for a lot of people, but like looking for the ways to shortcut meal prep, like putting in time on a weekend that you could then freeze for making, you know, stuff after work. I mean, you understand how they got here, you know? It's so interesting to me. 79 pages. All right. Let's see. It's better than having 300. I was off last week, but I'm also the ticket manager of my team. So I'm on every single ticket ever created. So I get an email every time someone does something to their tickets. Oh my God. Trinity doesn't want to think about how many emails they have to go through. There's only 21 I need to deal with. Okay, that's not as bad, but that's still a lot of emails. Oh, hey, look. We get to claim another spirit. All right. Oh! Ow! He's got a little push pin through his head. What the heck? A voo-to-do. Voo-to-dos are the manifestations of unfinished tasks. Sleepless nights spent working and the energy of disorganization can eventually grow into a malevolent spirit. These spirits can be subdued with a well-placed sticky note to the temple, turning them into a much more friendly apparition. A voo-to-do that has been calmed down can be a welcome companion, helping to keep your to-do list in order and reminding you of the importance of taking breaks. Oh, golly. All right,
indeed.
Let's start our next spirit. I heard of a spirit that can help me overcome my writer's block. Okay, so we probably need to switch to the desk and writing. There we go. Moving on to The King's Taste by Lorna J. Sass. Richard II's Book of Feasts and Recipes adapted for modern cooking by the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Presumably, New York City. Kind of fun. haven't used this at all. Let's see. 123 pages. Aha! The Stardew Valley Cookbook. There is somebody on Twitch who is currently cooking through the entire Stardew Valley Cookbook. I ran across her on social media at one point. Zoe Luna. 73 pages. I think this is the unofficial one. There is an official one now. But this is the unofficial one. Aha! Churney is lurking for supplemental breakfast and chores. Right. You go get those things done. Tasting the Past by Jackie Wood. Recipes from the Stone Age to the present. And I think this is specifically British food. I think I bought this in the UK. $1.59. So when we went to things like National Trust properties, and other like museums and stuff, we did run across quite a number of. This book was bought at Stonehenge. It says it right there on the cover.
Stonehenge.
Yeah. So
Home
like
of
yeah.
the Salisbury steak.
Right. Yes. So a lot of the historical ones that are kind of designed for modern cooks, but are from past archaeological excavations or whatever, came from when we lived in the UK. Okay. Minimalist Baker's Everyday Cooking. This was also a Throne gift. And I use her blog a lot, but I don't know that I haven't really delved that deeply into the actual cookbook. I really, really like her blog though. It's vegetarian, ideally vegan, mostly vegan and gluten-free modifications, which makes it handy for us, obviously. 101 entirely plant-based, mostly gluten-free, easy and delicious recipes. Good stuff. All right. The Les Halles Cookbook by Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Not of him.
This is a great book. Everything I've ever made from this, and I haven't made as many things as I should, but everything I've made from this has been incredible. And surprisingly simple. Sometimes, requiring some technique, but it does a really good job of explaining it. Man knew what he was about. Love that book. Here's a nerdy one. The Dungeon Meister Cookbook.
Interesting. Tell me more.
By Jeff Aldrich and John Taylor. 75 RPG-inspired recipes to level up your game night.
Oh.
194 pages. Would you like me to delve more deeply into this? All right. Chapter 1, Demi-Human Delights, Snacks for Those Who Walk Upright. Class-based creation, snacks for every character. Appetizing abilities, food for feats. I don't really know what that means. The magical item table, noshes for magical marvels. All of these are very silly. Like all of the chapters are silly. You would think that they would be divided into like snacks, breakfast, lunch, salad, whatever, dinner. No. I don't really understand what's going on here, honestly. The organization is baffling. We'll probably be using the index on this one. Dainties for demons and friends. This tells you nothing. Scallion pancakes, berry crumble cups, Thai larb salad, elote bowls, decorated chocolate chip cookies, Italian stuffed mushrooms, black bean antojitos, swordfish spidini, deviled crab, cowboy caviar. Though that's in the same section. What does that mean? Oh, I see what he's doing. Dainties for demons and fiends. Okay, so there's a translation. What I just read you is essentially the translation. They're cloakers, bugberry crumbles, carnivorous plants, corn off the kobold. It's a combination of puns and monster food. This is really funny. I think we'll have fun with this one. We're gonna have fun with that one. That will be fun. All right. The official Dragon Age cookbook. Tastes of Thetis. By Tom Grimm and Jesse Hassett. We have already made some things from this, but we can make some more. This is another one that I suspect we'll just be keeping for, no other reason than I'm a huge Dragon Age fan. And it's beautiful. Like the photography in it is really, really pretty. Puns in the fire kitchen. Unheard of. Yes, unheard of. All right. This is a classic. The Fix It and Forget It cookbook. This is a slow cooker cookbook, and I haven't actually used it all that much in recent years. But it is definitely a classic. And it definitely would be handy for figuring out if it is actually still usable. It's from probably the 1980s, I would guess. 258. Okay, so yeah, this is
Leah.
Yeah.
I have a request.
Yeah. Oh, this is a 2000. This must be a new edition. Sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
Tick off my task for shortlist Discord theater, please.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'll have a chat with you off stream at some point to see whether you approve.
Yeah, when we get back from the movie, I can definitely do that. All right, I have 2 more books I'm going to try to get through that are piled up here, and then I'm going to have to peace out because we're going to have to go to the movies.
Okay, can I have another task?
What?
Can I have another task?
Oh, sure.
Respond to my DMs.
Do you have DMs stacked up, Brig?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get for being so popular. All right, intercourses. An aphrodisiac cookbook. This book is one of my favorites. I'm never going to get rid of it. Martha Hopkins. And it has absolutely nothing to do with it being, quote, an aphrodisiac cookbook. I'm not actually sure I believe in any of that. But what I love about it is that it tends to be very simple recipes, surprisingly simple recipes, and they're diverse and delicious. And I've really liked everything I've made from this. And I've made a lot of them. In fairness, I have cooked a lot of the recipes out of that book. Brig really Oliver twisting the tasks here? What? I don't get it. Do you get it?
Sorry, I'm responding to DMs. What?
Oh, never mind. A treasury of great recipes.
Did opting out say something again?
Yes. It's right there in the chat. By Mary and Vincent Price.
You got a Vincent Price cookbook?
Uh-huh. It looks like
You should have mentioned this. I've known you for how many years and you've not mentioned this?
What I love is that it's bound upside down. Do you think that's on purpose?
Yes. Also, I have some Vincent Price audio cues if you want them for your stream at any point.
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, wow.
441.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Please share a photo of that.
It's so funny that it's bound upside down. I don't understand why the book is bound upside down. Do you think it's on purpose? Or do you think it's an error? All right, here, I'll put a picture of it in Discord.
I mean, surely everyone enjoys being bound upside down.
Brigitte, it's 9:53 in the morning. There's a lot of like photographs and stuff of him in here too. Like
awesome.
But like this is like it's so funny. Like here, wait. I'll put another picture. I'll put another picture just from inside the book. But we'll deep dive into all of these books when we do the actual recipe.
I really cannot wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. All right, Lassie, how goes the quest to kill your hag? And Brig, how goes the DMs?
Oh, I have sent 2 so far. So we're progressing.
I just ruined my. There we go. Excellent. All right. That being the case, I will probably leave you to it.
Okay, I can manage that.
And lastly, I will leave you to the killing of your hag, because I have to go to the movies. So,
before you do that,
Yeah.
you need to tick Cookbook Roulette spreadsheet.
I'm not done yet.
You're not done. Okay.
No. I'm only at 43. I have at least a dozen more books to do.
Okay.
Lassie says my quest to kill the hag is not going to happen, but I'm in the swamp. That's okay. We can continue with this perhaps another day, or maybe in Discord or something. Maybe I'll do a Discord in the morning or on Wednesday or something, and we can finish this up. Well, Brigitte, thank you for the company. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me over.
I'm glad you got a lot of things done.
I really did.
I will see you later in Dez's stream. We're going to go ahead and do another shout out for Dez. We're going to do a shout out for Brig.
And then after that,
we're going to do a shout out for Grog. We're going to do a shout out for Jane.
Oh.
And then after that, so after Dez's stream, Dez will stream today from 1 until 5 Eastern. I believe we're going to be doing more Last of Us Part 2, but it could be Dragon Age Veilguard if she and Sarah were able to fix the computer such that she can actually stream it without it turning all framey and gross. And then after Dez streams today, we're going to be playing some Marvel Rivals in Discord. So if you are a Marvel Rivals person, if you are a fan of the game, you are welcome to join us for that, starting at 5:30 this afternoon. We'll try to get a squad of 6 together so that we don't have to have any random fills. But, if we have to have random fills, that's okay. They'll just be DPS and we'll deal with it. And is there anything else interesting going on this week, Brigitte?
Yes, set in your calendars Sunday, because we have theatre night coming up.
Right. So Sunday begins our new. I don't want to call it a project. Our new series for 2025.
Yes.
Brigitte has access to a number of theater recordings, actually live theater recorded into some place. Nebula, is it?
The National Theatre Online.
Oh, a National Theatre. Okay. So we're going to be showing some theater in Discord starting this Sunday. The first one is going to be The Prince which is a couple of people get trapped in Shakespeare land and have to escape. It sounds really fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it because I didn't even know it existed. But it says it gives nods to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which is by my favorite playwright, Tom Stoppard. Although that's not my favorite work of his, but I think that'll be fun to see. So thanks for running that, Brigitte. However, also tomorrow is my next big news, which is that I'm going to be doing a charity raid train with PSI Hope for a charity called the Jordan Porco Foundation that does youth suicide prevention work. We're going to be raising money for them tomorrow. There will be face stickers. There will be dino puppet hands. There will be Super Mario Sunshine. If we raise $200 for the charity by the end of my stream, there will be a balloon drop live on camera. Yeah. If we're gonna do, if we raise $100, we are going to do pop culture trivia provided to us by Brigitte. So that that's going to be a good time. Leah's going to raise $300. Hey, you know what? If we raise 300, that's great. And if we raise 300, actually, if we raise more than that, there is a stretch goal. So I will reveal the stretch goal if we get to 200. Opting asks, are we measuring hope in PSI now, not bar or PA? Look, I don't know why it's called PSI Hope. I should probably find out, but it's like a streamer collective that I kind of got invited to. Our friend Commander Jupe and Negatron run that, and I don't know why it's called that, but it's just like it's a fundraising stream team essentially, I guess, but I don't know what it stands for.
The important thing is that this is happening. It's happening tomorrow. It's going to be really fun. There's a whole bunch of goals.
Yeah, from 4 to 7 Eastern.
Yeah, there's going to be a raffle as well for anyone who donates, no matter what the amount.
Okay, so unfortunately, I do not have time to raid out today. I think I'm probably, unless I can find somebody that I know very, very well, very, very quickly. Unless I can find someone I know very well, very quickly. We're not probably going to raid out. Yeah, no, it's I do have people that I would definitely trust to just drop you all off with, but I'm just gonna go ahead and opting out. No, we don't have any associations there anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and just go ahead and close things down for the day. I'm going to run off to my movie. Have a great day. We will see you all back here either in Discord for Marvel Rivals or tomorrow for our charity raid train.
Excellent.
Thanks, guys.
Well, enjoy the movie. Have a wicked time.
Yeah. Thanks, Brigitte. See you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Take care.